What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more Sade, as well as a hesitant Luca. Are you coming around? Are you going to come up? I think she might be coming up. Well, she'll figure that out in a moment, but yes, we're back to the greatest hits of Sade. Thank you again to Sofia for providing this compilation. What's the plan? Are you going to be mischievous or are you going to be friendly? She's still not sure, or she's going to knock everything down. But yes, we're going to listen to Like a Tattoo, which, number one, I have to note the use of simile, meaning it is not claiming it is a tattoo, which could be direct description or metaphor, but it is in fact saying it is like a tattoo, which is to say it acknowledges a difference, but there is some comparative similarity. And yeah, a tattoo, I remember doing a reaction to, I think, a Strung Out tune, a punk rock band by the name of Tattoo, so I'll probably repeat some of what I said there, but the idea of a tattoo being a mark that is left upon someone, and of course that is ripe for metaphorical meaning. Of course, usually tattoos are self-applied, and not always, as a historian I can tell you, but definitely it is something that in the modern context is chosen to represent some interest or some significant association, or indeed a family member, another person. So for someone to be like a tattoo is to have left an indelible mark on the person who is tattooed, and given what I've heard from Sade's lyrics and themes so far, I'm guessing this will relate to some lover, some romantic partner, whether current or previous, and the lasting impression, the lasting impact they have provided to the narrator, or indeed it could be descriptive of someone else. But I'll try to follow along. Let's hear it. This is Sade. The tune is Like a Tattoo, and it's included on a greatest hits compilation of Sade material.
He told me sweet lies of sweet loves, heavy with a burden of the truth. He spoke of his dreams, broken by the burden, broken by the burden of his youth. 14 years, he said, I couldn't look into the sun. She saw him laying at the end of my gun, hungry for life, and thirsty for the distant river. I remember his hands and the way the mountains look. The light shot diamonds from his eyes, hungry for life, thirsty for the distance river. like the scar of age, written all over my face. The war is still raging inside of me. I still feel the chill as I reveal my shame to you. I wear it like a tattoo. I wear it like a tattoo. I wear it like a tattoo.
A beautiful tune, and her voice is elegant and sonorous every time, but overall I would say this track is perhaps the most different of the, half dozen, 7 or 8 that I've heard so far, meaning it felt less nightclub soul and more reflective ambient. I mean, again, we've got some different instruments. We definitely got, I think, layered acoustic guitars. One that's more strumming, and then another one which feels more plucked and has a bit more of like a Spanish guitar feel to it. And then there's these little keyboard piano. It feels like true piano. Obviously that could be a keyboard just with a true piano kit, but I'm going to go out on a limb and say maybe that's true piano actual. But yeah, just these little graceful touches. And there's some pad melodies which give a real texture and depth to the sonic atmosphere, but overall it feels very emotionally internal and reflective, which seems to fit with the lyrics. More on that in a moment. But yeah, I enjoy the composition, which, as I said, seemed less like the others we've heard so far, and certainly less like Smooth Operator, the one track of hers/theirs I knew going back years, than any of the others. So yeah, definitely a very smooth and beautiful tune with soul, but not quite what I've meant when I've said that about the other Sade tunes thus far. And yeah, lyrically, there was a moment like halfway through where I was like, wait, like, is she describing what this guy has done to another woman? But a lot of it is first person and seemingly indicating that she is the person on the other side of this. Now maybe there's more than one person that he's done this to, but yeah, it sounds like someone who said things and seemingly like in relation to his youth. There was a line that like I missed a key word, but yeah, it sounds like someone who made claims, made statements that turned out to be untrue in the end, and it sounds like the narrator suffered because of that and now wears this shame because of the way things played out, like a tattoo. So that last component, the line that speaks to the title of the track, that is something I maybe anticipated in advance. But yeah, it sounds like there's something about his upbringing or something about his youth that led him to speak and act in a way that turned out to be not reflective of what happened between him and the narrator. And she does seem to be looking back on this experience, this interaction, this relationship after the fact. And though I suppose in a way it sounds like she's lamenting what happened, it feels like there is more about understanding than judging in the phrasing that I heard. So it's definitely one I'd like to listen to more and digest a little more, let it sink in. But yes, it feels reflective more than melancholy, even if there is some of that there. And as I said, if you're saying that like shame or humiliation has been left on you like a tattoo, then it sounds like she is aware that she believed more than she should, or she took a step in a direction that turned out to be more painful than lasting. But ultimately, it is the type of song that I feel like lends itself to her vocal performance especially well, which again, just after a half dozen or so tunes, it feels like this sense of reflective melancholy and imperfect relationships is a recurrent theme in her/their work. So yes, once again, a very beautiful tune. Thank you again to Sofia for this compilation. And I think, we haven't even gone through half of the tracks on here, or at least only half. So plenty more to go. And I know it was off for a while, but we'll try to get back around next time with a much more speedy turnaround. So in any case, from Luca and I, let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.